We're not done talking about the passport bros. Another video feeling kind of toxic today. Let's see what's going on. Another video by FBE Capital. We've seen one of his videos on this channel. Here's another one, part 2. I guess it's a sequel to the other video. I don't know, I didn't know that there were parts. So let's just get more information and see what I'm talking about. Virtually in all my videos, I say a lot of the same thing. If you're an American male, date females from abroad. You will have a better time, you will have a better chance, you'll be treated better, and you won't receive nearly as much abuse. Abuse happens everywhere. There are different extents and different severities depending on where you are. Abroad is one of those places where you'll get less abused. Here's why. Let's watch this video.
Here's the thing about being a single plus-size woman having to deal with fat phobia. I think that there's definitely time
Look in my eyes.
High quality video. They're just like, just the sound, doesn't it drain your life force? Yeah, plus size one, it's hard to date. They're all talking about their bullshit problems on TikTok instead of, I don't know, speaking to a therapist, sitting in a room by themselves, thinking about stuff, trying to be more productive, looking to improve themselves. Ooh, already right there, that should be enough, and I should just end the video. More than enough information for you to be like, okay, I see what you're talking about. But let's get more info.
Look in my eyes, you seeing victory. We ain't taking L's, death to our enemies.
Even better, it doesn't even look like Bali.
You cannot stop me. Sit back and watch me straight to the top. Blue water.
You can enjoy days like this.
Watch that guy's channel. His name's Retired Working For You. His name's Chris. That guy's awesome. Love his videos. Done a lot of research. I got a pretty good guess as to where I'm going after once I make my bag. Give us some time, which thank you for watching, as always. Appreciate it. Hopefully I can provide you some value with these videos and maybe introduce you to some new random cool shit that you might find interesting. If you find these videos interesting, please check out the original creators of all these videos.
I'm home.
Yeah, I can be independent. Yes, I do it all on my own as a single mom.
Where are we finding men now?
I want a man to fucking show up so I can be soft.
Yeah.
And I'm so sick of waiting. I just want love in my life so bad.
No matter what opposition that you bring, I will be standing because I am the king. I am the lion. This is my jungle, like a gorilla, ready to rumble.
Just for this point in my life, like, it just feels like Jesus.
I'm literally on the verge of crying.
I'm literally on the verge of tears. Yet another situationship has ended.
I've been trying to meet someone, just anybody worth my time for years.
Well, the funny thing about her, she's an attractive woman. She definitely has a bunch of guys in her DM trying to set these things. It's just, they don't meet her stringent, arbitrary criteria, and it's not good enough. Her standards are astronomically high, but not high in terms of like substance. It's high in terms of whatever the fuck they find important, which a lot of dudes, they can't see she eat that. So she's probably, it's like, oh, it's like a spoiled rich kid in a candy shop where they're just like, I want this very specific candy that's out of stock. Yeah. What do you do to those spoiled kids? It's like, shut the hell up. You pick something out or nothing. The fact that you're in a candy shop and you're able to afford all these things around you with very small amounts of value that you afford in return and reciprocation. Come on. No sympathy. No sympathy for people like that. So keep crying on TikTok, keep complaining. It's some type of outlet. They need some type of cathartic release. Come on. Like, you can't just deprive them of their social media and their validation. That's all they're going to get to make themselves feel good because they can't replicate that in their own personal life. Ooh, feeling toxic today. Let's go.
Like, as far as I'm concerned, I've been left behind.
After 3 years of living in Southeast Asia,
Thankful to be out here.
Living the dream that I'm so lucky to live.
I am done being an independent. Look at the f***ing state of me.
I've decided I am no longer a strong, independent woman that needs no man. And I was like, I weigh 220 pounds. But the thing is, I wear my weight very well.
I think there might be some better.
Oh God. Second lady, the fatter lady, was trying to find ways to rationalize her weight. And first one was like, I just decided to stop. I want, like, the amount of entitlement, the amount of ego. Oh my God. I just don't want to be independent anymore. I want you to afford stuff for me. I want to be useless, and I want stuff to other people to give me stuff without anything without me providing much of value in return. You do this for me, me. Dude, so many of my videos is the same thing. Remember, these are the women talking. These are their opinions from them. He's just compiling, the guy, FBE Capital is just compiling information and showing it to us and making it into a cool little montage. We haven't even gone through the intro yet, or I have so much crap to say. Whatever, let's just go.
There might be some better options.
This is my obey.
Oh my god, the view is ridiculous.
Don't want to be single anymore. And
I will be 33 next month.
I'm fine.
I need...
Guys, you gotta leave the West.
Go where you're treated best.
Yes boys, we are back with part 2 of Passport Bros. Finally, I know I promised part 2 a long time ago, but you know, sometimes it's a bit difficult behind the scenes here to get certain videos out. So please forgive me for that. But anyways, we are back and we are jumping straight in where we left off in part 1. So if you haven't seen part 1 yet, go check it out first, then come back to part 2. Otherwise, some things might not make a lot of sense.
Oh yeah, you're going Dutch? Oh! Yeah, I think it's just, I think it's bullshit.
By the way, if you are feeling the Passport Bros series,
link to my reaction to part 1 right here. So, thank you for watching as always. Hopefully you gain some information from this, and hopefully this type of information you can carry with you to improve your life. I would love to hear that. That would be excellent. I guarantee you the experiences that I've been through is very similar to the experience that a lot of you guys have been through. So, and I'm sorry for that. But just know, don't lose hope. There is a way. There are ways to enjoy life. There are things that you can, like, feel good about. You just gotta find it. It's out there. 100%. Believe me. Watch this video if you don't believe me.
some things might not make a lot of sense.
Oh yeah, you're going Dutch? Oh! Yeah, I think it's just, I think it's bullshit.
By the way, if you are feeling the Passport Bros series, then smash that like button and let me know in the comment section if you want more of these. Anyways, enough waffling, let's get to it. So clearly, modern women absolutely hate Passport Bros because unlike men, these modern women in the West really have nowhere else to go since they all practice fake feminism.
Like paying a bill 50-50 is bullshit.
They should pay for everything.
Men should always pay.
I don't care how much money I ever make, I still want my man to pay for everything.
Yeah, real equal. And so this ability for men to simply ignore Western women, opt out of dating apps, and escape to countries where the majority of women are still feminine and kind is really starting to anger a lot of modern women.
Passport Bros.
And it isn't just that. It's like you can get a considerably higher quality of life for a fraction of the money that you spend. $1 US equals, I think it's the translation was 30 Thai baht. On a single day, $20, that could get you food, transportation, whatever amenities that you want to indulge in. Go to see a movie, go get a massage, go eat more food, go party. Your dollar goes considerably farther. It's not just, to me at least, this is just one thing as to one reason why I want to get the fuck out. Just leave. But the biggest thing is quality of life. Being able to work, build my wealth online, continue to work towards my goals while in between living a life that I'm satisfied with. Because America is not good. This is a violent, hateful, hostile place that has certain ideas that just go in a certain way that act as a complete detriment to people like me. Young men, especially brown men. It's not good. It's not just the women. That's one other cool feature that comes along with if you were to make this type of move.
Is really starting to anger a lot of modern women.
Passport Bros be, first of all, predators.
I think going abroad, they go for women who are more vulnerable.
Okay, let's talk about Passport Bros. So the only women they'll be getting are the ones that they're paying for.
Now what's ironic here is that this lady, Jessica, who is a massive hater of Passport Bros, is actually a Passport sis herself.
That made me decide to go to Italy today. If you've ever been to the Balkans, you know what I'm talking about, and it's all men.
But yeah, you can't really expect that type of chivalry that I have found in other countries. Even in the ones that I love, that I prefer to date in, like Italy, Passport brings me this more American male toxicity.
Yup, classic big fat hypocritical feminist, traveling all over the world to meet men but then cry about it when men do the very same thing, only a lot better. Anyways, not only is Jessica here traveling all over Europe trying to find a great guy, she's not exactly having any luck with it.
German men I felt were very similar to American men. They want to go 50-50. If they do pay, they're definitely expecting something. If you don't give them something, there's some resentment. Is with the men these days sitting on the, like kind of sitting on the house.
Dude, the complete lack of like any type of awareness. Like her immediate purview towards everything is that she's up here. And you have to like just adhere to that just because that's what she wants. Oh, this guy who's paying for my date, asking me out, making me feel a certain way, giving me compliments, yada, 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 this, that. But he expects some type of reciprocation? Ew. And for what are they getting? An overweight pudge lady with a weird face. Wow, what a deal. I can understand resentment when it comes to a lot of stuff. People suck, man. People treat each other like garbage. But you are the suck. You are the garbage. You are the very thing that people are trying to get the fuck away from. Because what are you? You don't do anything in return. You expect stuff. You don't even look that good. I have a word for that. I usually call them parasites.
Sitting on the outskirts, waiting for women to make the first. I don't like it, y'all. And this is universal. Like, I'm even finding Italian men doing this.
Haha, yeah. Definitely not a great idea to go to Europe if you don't want to do 50-50.
You go on that first date and the woman pays for you?
Yeah, it's fine for me.
In fact, as a Dutchie myself, we do not try to impress women with fancy cars to pick them up from a date. No, we show up on bicycles and she can hop on, or she can just meet us at the bar or the restaurant. We Dutchies really don't care how she gets there, just as long as she gets there on time.
Dude, shout out to the Dutchmen showing up on bikes. Absolutely. Take that over car any goddamn day, and a needlessly expensive, gas-guzzling, danger death machine. At least the place in Dutch places, oh, actually a lot of European countries, you have more options rather than just cars. Look at this picture. Look at all these people walking alongside the cars. In America, it's just dreary shit-fuck wasteland where there's cars after cars, where it just looks like garbage. Corruption. To the person who made this video, if they ever see this video, dude, like, I'm envious of you for having that. That's one of the cool things that I want to escape to Thailand for. Other means of transportation. I'm a good driver. I am aware, I'm reactive, but even still, people keep crashing into me. Every accident I've ever been in has been another person's fault, every single time. And if, like, one of the times somebody got out, it was a woman, of course. She got out, she blamed me for it. Even though we were both in two lanes, right? One of the lanes she was in, supposed to take a left. The lane I was in, to her right, it was either you go straight or left. I wanted to go left, she wanted to go straight, while she was in the left lane where you couldn't go straight, instead of being in my lane. Like either behind me or in my spot while I'm in this lane. I tried going, and then I tried taking a left. She was like, no, I want to go straight, no. And I was like, okay, I guess we're both going straight. So we pulled over. I looked at the side, it was just mildly scuffed, it was no big deal. She got out, she's like, you need to be careful. It's like, shut the fuck up, fucking idiot. You're really reinforcing stereotypes of lack of accountability. Jesus, but, you know, sorry, detour, slightly related to what we're talking about, you know, women. Yeah, no, that's one of the, I would absolutely just rather walk to my destination rather than pay needless amounts of money to drive around a metal death machine that's enforced upon you, which is how it works in the States. And probably a few of them, I imagine in some places kind of like Canada, probably not as bad as in Canada, because America's, they really ramp up the corruption, because it's just a crappy country. But, yeah, dude, rock on, man. Ride those bikes, dude.
Time. We really do care about that. And so you see, this proves what I've been saying, which is that modern women are all trapped in their own bullshit, leaving them with nowhere to go. Because nowhere outside of America are men going to cater to this nonsense, and on top of that, more and more American men are now waking up to the fact that there is a whole world out there where women actually like men.
Ray is cooking up an absolute storm. You're cooking 3 Filipino dishes today. 4 Filipino, yes!
Dessert?
There's a 4th, that's a Filipino dessert, yes.
And you can live like a king for as low as $1,000 a month.
Just like $500 per month.
The cost of living is fantastic. You can get nice places for $500–600 a month.
My big hope is that these places remain, like, they don't get westernized. Because, you know, Western culture really likes to seep its disgusting, grimy fingers in everywhere else and taint it with its garbage. You know, I mean that, did you know, I actually learned this when researching, Thailand doesn't allow foreigners to buy a property. Initially I was kind of like, dang, why? I wonder why that is. But then I realized If they allowed foreigners to buy properties, a bunch of rich Westerners would come in, do exactly what they do in their own home country. Buy a bunch of property, keep it empty, ramp up the prices, and gouge the shit out of it so that they can screw people, so they can make as much money as possible. And then I realized, oh, okay, so that's a valid law there. Keeping Westerners from buying property, that makes sense. Even still, renting would be considerably, like renting as a foreigner, that's still like obscenely cheap in contrast to what you face over here. So it makes no difference to me. And I like that law. It's like, yeah, don't let those goddamn greedy ass Westerners steal everything from everyone like they always do. Toxic. Today I'm feeling toxic.
This is what $500 a month can get you in Bangkok, Thailand.
Yep, that's right guys. All you really need to get started as a passport bro is just $2,000 of online income and some good SPF protection from all the sun you'll be getting. And to help you do just that is today's sponsor, Teach Henley. So now that men in the West are waking up and they're saying we are done with the games and these stupid dating apps and are now discovering new and better worlds, the women in the West are actually finding this out the hard way, and it's not pretty.
I'm tired of the dating game.
Yeah, I got ready for no reason.
I've been single for 7 years. Like, I deserve someone to share who I am with.
I deserve somebody. I deserve to find somebody.
I'm 30 and beginning to think that this whole dying alone thing isn't gonna be like a running joke. It's gonna be reality.
I used to talk so much shit about girls who settled, and now I hope to become one.
Yeah, now they want to settle. Not so funny anymore.
Here's the one thing. Now granted, this isn't, I'm just gonna explain how you could shed some degree of sympathy or pity or compassion. I don't have any, because fuck these people. It's like, you're a product of your own outcome. But, the outcome is a product of yourself and your own actions, at least when it comes to these women. These women in particular, which there's so many of them. But, let's be honest, in one way, like, and anywhere you go, there's a culture and those ideas tend to be conditioned upon their people. This just so happens to be the cultural conditioning result of Western values. This is just what their country and culture and time and place they've existed has done to them, and they are simply a victim of that. Now, here's where my lack of compassion comes from. That's the case for everyone, including myself, and I've faced the ramifications, including plenty of people I imagine who are watching, who have faced the same type of ramifications as a result of that cultural conditioning. It is still incumbent upon the individual to do something about that. Okay, I'm being hounded with all these stupid, shitty ideas. It is on me to push them away as much as I can. But these women, because I guess there was a lot of short-term gain and gratification, they just fucking ate it right up. And as a result, they've caused so much pain and suffering for a lot of these people, and as a result of that result, they're now suffering. That is where my lack of compassion comes from. Like you've gotten to a point where it's like, all you're doing now is complaining at the end of it, instead of having done something or / doing something in order to alleviate that before it fucking got into your system and, you know, you became the thing. So that's where that air of understanding comes from. But what also comes along with that is I don't give a shit. Screw you. What about me? What about you? Oh, right, you don't care. Right, you're too busy caring about yourself and how you feeling or you've been treated, right? So, like, in order for you to do that, you got to treat people like me with no compassion, with disregard, with indifference, with callousness. Go fuck yourself. Die alone. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. I'm gonna go get mine. I'm gonna go live my life. Maybe if people like this weren't as much garbage, which even still, I probably would still be making the movie, even if this wasn't the case. It's just there's so much wrong with America. America's backwards in virtually every single major facet of life that would affect your just in general well-being. So I'm good.
Not so funny anymore, huh? When men are no longer playing along and you have to deal with the consequences of your action. Which is why modern women will now try to scare dudes into not dating foreign women.
They're going to use you. They're going to treat you worse than American women. They have higher expectations.
Because according to them, these foreign women simply do not speak English and are too stupid to understand you.
The Philippines, Thailand.
What's also funny is that it's like, instead of like doing something to improve yourself, to make yourself more of a valuable potential dating prospect, in context to what these people want, right? This hetero monogamy shit. It's like, instead, they don't want to improve themselves. They double down on their delusions, a lack of accountability, and they just try to do more fear. They do fear mongering so that they can get people to try to stay. It's like an abusive, like, parent or something. It's like it's disgusting. It's grotesque. And also what he's probably going to get into in this next part is the racism, the backwards hate, the ethnocentrism. Oh, these women, at least what they're talking about, at least in the Philippines, which seems like that's the thing that they're going to cover in this next segment. They're dumb. They're poor. They're impressionable. They can't speak English. They're uneducated. And this is coming from an American. That's funny. Well, imagine that. What if somebody said, like, set up a video and they're talking to us like, hey, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're mindless, you're an idiot. All these guys are trying to come get you. It's like the women Andrew Tate version of How would you respond to that? If someone's saying, oh, hey, all these guys are trying to come out here and they're just trying to take advantage of you because you're stupid and you're uneducated, you can't speak English. How are you going to respond to that? They're probably going to retaliate, which has happened. I've seen a lot of videos like that where they're just like, no, you're just gross. Fuck you. I'm better than you. Which, in this, yes, absolutely, they are better than these women. But that's not a very high bar. Even regardless of that, that's still a major compliment. Because a lot of these women in a lot of these foreign countries are way more of a valuable and attractive dating prospect than a lot of these women in these American countries. In virtually every single way. In their looks, and their conduct, and the way that they treat you, and their values, everything.
Stand you.
The Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English, women that don't have education.
They don't know what's available to them.
The standards are a little lower over there because most of the women come from poverty, right?
It is truly amazing how no one will ever be more condescending.
You're just poor and dumb, and you can't speak English, and your standards are lower. That's why you're accepting these American men. Wow, you're great at pitching. Doing a great job at selling your shitty ass backwards ideas. And all of it's like a true American. You're just doing as much damage as you can so that you can benefit as much as you can. It's just garbage, man. Ugh, actual evil. Oh, man. Hopefully you're seeing something from this. Hopefully this video is showing you something that you may not have seen before. Or maybe you've been faced the brunt of it and you're like, damn, why is all this shit? Why am I feeling like garbage? Why am I putting myself out there and still getting treated like garbage? Why do I have to keep improving myself and keep getting kicked to the curb like I'm nothing? Dude, I have no problem with, like, I've approached women in real life, gotten numbers. Granted, flakiness, not responding properly, you know, you text back and forth, they just stop responding halfway through. They respond in single sentence replies. They put in very, very little effort while they expect you to put in so much effort. It's like, I'm one of the people who's able to, like, approach women in real life, and it still doesn't work. It gets to a certain point where you're like, that's not me. That's these women. That's not me. You can try to convince me of that because I can see how a lot of these women would be benefited by blaming me for everything because, you know, more lack of accountability. But, nope. Can't convince me that it's my fault. You just suck, these women. Not you guys. You guys are beautiful. And thank you for watching, especially if you've gotten up to this point. Please like or subscribe or just watch. You don't got to do anything. You don't even got to interact. Just hopefully you're getting some value from this information. And hopefully you can do something with it that benefits your life. Or even if it's just the tiniest little thing that could be changed. Thank you. But yeah. Feeling toxic.
Ever be more condescending to women than a feminist, since these women are basically comparing foreign women to monkeys that can't read or write. Like, hello, do you realize that half the planet pretty much speaks or at least understands basic English? And if you've ever dated in Italy or Spain, then you know that women in the Philippines and other Asian countries are actually much better at speaking English than many Italian or Spanish women. As a matter of fact, they speak better English than whatever the hell this is.
Than Americans. Americans know one language and they aren't really good at it. I only know one language, but I've tried to refine it as much as I can so that I can improve my communication. And ironically, that's made it worse. That's made it harder for the other people to understand what I'm saying because you get a lot of people like this, a lot of women like this, who just don't educate themselves. So when I say stuff that's a little bit too complex, it's just Are you saying, are you calling me dumb? You were pretentious. It's like, no, I just know more words. Because in order for you to really get your ideas out, the specifics to the nuances to these things that you're trying to say, you need more words in your vocabulary. It's a great way to understand reality. I know, it's a crazy concept. I'm so sorry.
Speak better English than whatever the hell this is.
So I don't want to talk like that. Is that it? You're supposed to be best friend. Maybe you want to tell us.
Oh lord. Anyways, let's actually pull up the official global index for English proficiency to see what's going on. Boom, the Dutchies are rocking the #1 spot, awesome. But in second place already you find Singapore. And at number 15, still classified as high proficiency, you find Romania. Followed by a whole bunch of Eastern European countries, which by the way is a great alternative to Southeast Asia if you are not into Asian women.
Oh shit, here we go! It's on! Race war!
Yes, I know, nowadays in Snowflake land, race is such an incredible touchy subject, and even just mentioning a type is now considered white supremacy or racism. But on this channel, we do not give a fuck, okay? Because men like what they like, it's as simple as that.
It would be with like a busty blonde or an Asian with pointy nipples.
Exactly, Ari. I mean, let's be honest, we are talking after all about traveling abroad to find a better life and start dating better women. So yeah, what those women look like and if you are attracted to them plays a huge role. Anyways, back to the proficiency index where we see that at number 20, the Philippines still sits 15 spots above Spain and Italy at number 35. So clearly, you can find plenty of women in both Asia and Eastern Europe who speak English at a very high level, making dating abroad a lot easier. But not only do plenty of foreign women speak English, their countries also have these magical buildings.
Hello everyone. Hi. My name is Jack. I am from Australia. Moving into the IT class. Let's go. Hello students. How are you? So even the king has set up coding for kids, which you know is so important these days.
Called high schools and universities, where they actually learn shit.
Almost every Mexican girl I've gone out with here is well educated. They have a high paying job. They're like an engineer or a supply chain manager or a dentist or a doctor or a lawyer.
So you're not dating some savage from a remote village,
women that don't have education,
cut off completely from modern technology. No, you're actually dating a regular woman who has a job or is studying or even does volunteer work.
Have you been to
Only difference is they weren't conditioned by their corrupt backwards society and culture to despise an entire demographic of people. Which is how it works in America. Because America is backwards when it comes to virtually everything. So, I mean, that's just one example. I'm American, so that's where I'm coming from. I don't know how bad it is in other Western places. I hear it's pretty bad, but not nearly as bad as in America. A lot of these women that he's showing in the TikTok videos, American. Large majority of them. Can tell by their standard. I was going to go Southern, but it doesn't matter wherever you are in the country. It's the same. Oh, man.
Been to parties or found yourself ever in a really bad neighborhood?
Yeah, I work in a favela in Brazil.
Wow, you worked in the favela?
Yeah.
Wow, what were you doing in the favela?
I was volunteering for kids.
It's an angel over here. That's amazing.
Ah, simply beautiful. And a big change from dating in the West, where the village toad has the audacity to demand hundreds of dollars so that you can be graced by her royal presence.
Here are some things I expect a man to pay for while I'm dating him.
The village toad.
Did you just say, bitch? You're not even the fuck. I'll be going hard. I'm breaking their hearts.
The man, she does not look good. Gross.
Him or we're in a relationship. All dates. My nails to be done, my conditioners, my leave-ins. Eventually, you're gonna have to pay my rent.
Yeah, this is what you call not knowing your worth. But anyways, dating overseas in a lot of these countries is truly going back in time with old school values in a modern world where women are simply dating with intent and not just to cure their boredom for when Chad is finally done banging some other girl.
But it isn't even just the old world values, the traditionalism. It's just, I don't want to be treated like garbage. It's a crazy concept, I know. I want to be able to reach out to people and have them reciprocate instead of incessant, callous disregard. Incessant. It is exclusive. If 60% of men are alone and 30% of women are alone, and women are the ones who choose who they do and don't get into a relationship with, that's on the women. That's the women who are doing that. Especially when the men are the ones who have to reach out, when the women just have to receive and be like, oh, I want that one. No, I want that one. I want that one, actually. And the dudes have to be like, hey, how are you? I'm charismatic, and I'm confident, and I'm capable, and I'm masculine, and I'm this and that. That's the women's fault.
Some other girl.
Another big cultural difference is the level of flakiness. This was such a big frustration for me in the US because it seemed like about half of the dates that I would schedule, they would cancel on me. Whereas here in Mexico, once I have a date scheduled, there's like a 90% chance that that's going to happen.
You see, these foreign women are not some poor little village girl needing super gringo to come and save her, but she's actually just living a normal life and she's happy to stay in her own country. Which actually makes it more likely that when you find someone...
Which, that's another thing. If you're in these West countries, speaking as Americans, so if you're an American and you go to these countries, don't bring them back. Stay over there. You want them to get tainted by the garbage shitfuck culture that occurs over here? You're playing with fire, dude. You're already putting all that effort just to get yourself out there. Don't bring them back here. You're increasing your chances of getting yourself screwed. What if she makes a bunch of American female friends and they all taint her with a bunch of garbage backwards things that rupture your relationship with her? Oh, become more entitled, become more egotistical, become more demanding, become more argumentative, become just a bad person in general and hard to interact with. That's how you be strong. And then they complain, oh, where's all the men? I don't understand, blah, blah, blah. We don't need men, disgusting garbage pigs. I'm afraid of you, should be scared. You need to do everything for me. Where are all the men? I'm so lonely, and where's everyone doing the... You're disgusting, you're a piece of shit. You should feel bad about yourself. You should shame. You have to do this and that for me. You have to make me feel a certain way while I do nothing in return. Oh God, I'm just so lonely. I'm afraid. Where are the other men? Like, you're just... If you go to abroad, then you're fucking... If you look for women abroad, you're a goddamn monster. You're a pedo. You're just an evil. You're just gross, disgusting man, pig monster. I'd rather be with a man. I'd rather be with a bear than a man. Stuff like that. Oh my God, I'm so sad and lonely. It's a joke. Make fun of these people as much as you can, but keep a distance. So like, throw snowballs from across the fence. Stay away from them. Know that when they flail and get their disgusting viscous everywhere, just be like, out of the splash range, while also being like, hey, you're a nerd. Hey, fuck you. Die alone, cat lady. Stuff like that. It's very funny.
It makes it more likely that when you find someone to date, she's not dating you for your money or a green card, since a lot of these women do not want to leave their families. Now obviously, women that want to exploit you do exist over there, and yes, if you're being an idiot, you can easily be taken advantage of. But how is that any different from your life in the West?
They should pay for it.
That's funny. I like how he brings up who is it? Fresh from Fresh and Fit? That's fucking dumbass. Those guys are stupid. Oh, but also, let's just say that is the case, which I've brought up this argument previously. Even if you believe in the argument that all women everywhere are just mindless parasites trying to take advantage of you, which I don't believe that, but let's just say that's real. Let's just say that's the case and only women want you to provide for them. That's it. Wouldn't you rather go to a place where women are more affordable, where your dollar goes farther? Would you rather deal with these parasites that are going to siphon even more from you and give even less in return, or would you rather go for these parasites who siphon a little bit and give you a bunch in return? Again, I don't agree with that argument, and a lot of people actually do. I've heard a lot of people say that women only want you to do stuff for them, which I don't believe that. I've done research, motherfucker. I can understand why you'd believe that, especially as a Westerner, especially as an American, because that's just a majority of women over here. But it's like, not everywhere, dude. There is a better life out there. You gotta believe in it, you gotta work towards it so you can achieve it.
They should pay for everything.
Men should always pay.
I mean, in the West, plenty of women are taking advantage of men on a massive scale, where the majority of women are simply using men for attention and money, and are even dating multiple men at the same time. So let's not pretend that men are only going to be taken advantage of when they go overseas. This is completely ridiculous. At least overseas, you have far more women to choose from that actually want to date with intent, since it's still embedded in the culture. While in the West, you can choose from all the wonderful women who are bragging about not wanting to have kids. Seriously, as if modern women weren't unappealing enough, now they don't even want to have kids, meaning there's literally no reason to date them. And so not only are you more likely to find women that actually want kids when you go overseas,
dude, that's the crazy thing. I don't want kids. I don't want a traditional standard monogamous relationship. I want to just experience, grow, do all sorts of stuff with people, with women who I'm attracted to, and be able to just learn stuff about myself and grow as a person and just enjoy my life. And you'd think that would coincide with a lot of these American women values. Nope, still not good enough. It's a joke. In fact, me being that way has almost stood in the way in some instances with the particular women that I've run into. Been on a date with a girl who demanded a relationship. She's like, why don't you want to be in a relationship? It's like, why do you expect that from me? Is that supposed to be the default for you? Go fuck yourself. How about I just do what I want? And I guarantee it would be much easier, and I find all sorts of women in other places who'd be willing to abide by my terms. And even still, it's still reciprocal. I'm still doing all sorts of stuff. I still drive these women around. I still like cook for them. I'm a pretty good cook. I can, that stuff, and I'm really good at it. And it's still not good enough. I can make them feel good, write compliments, the long meaningful conversations, all those things, and it still doesn't matter. It shouldn't be this hard. This is a cultural thing. It's not my fault. It's not your fault either if you've been faced with all of that, especially if you're trying. It really isn't your fault. You're just in a bad place in a bad time. So get away. Find something better.
It's also a lot easier and cheaper to start a family in most of these countries.
To the left, you can see what looks like a baby orangutan, but it's actually my son Teddy. Raising a family in Philippines is a lot more affordable and a lot more accessible than back home.
Now before I wrap up this video, I need to debunk one more absolutely disgusting tactic that so many women are using to hate on passport bros, which is the allegation of tourism.
The part about the passport bros that nobody wants to mention is a lot of these men are actually going overseas to underage girls.
Yeah, those are not passport bros, you absolute moron. Because older men in their 50s and 60s traveling to certain Asian and African countries for girls and boys, mind you, of a particular age range has been going on for decades and already has a name. It's called tourism by pedophiles, and it was going—
Was that John Lennon? All right.
It was going on way before the passport bro movement even became a thing. So looping that group of degenerates into the passport bro movement is just sick, and yet again proves my point about modern women always trying to criminalize normal male behavior that they don't like. Because the concept of passport bros is a direct consequence of a totally f***ed up dating market in the West caused by dating apps, social media, and feminism. And it has nothing to do with that kind of depravity. This also takes us to one of the darker sides of being a passport.
But also that kind of, plays into a lot of it's just bias for control. The shaming, the guilting, the humiliation, the criminalizing, right? That's a lot of tools for a lot of women because that's their vie for power. It's disgusting. It's just abuse. It's abusive monsters that are trying to get everything to benefit them. It's just garbage. That's why I get away.
Of being a passport bro, and for some reason modern women really seem to take pleasure from this, and that is passport bros who ended up dead.
Passport bros are getting killed. Try doing better, okay?
Know that those actions are now coming with consequences.
Geez, I wonder why men are running away from these women. They seem so lovely, right? Now don't be alarmed by this news of passport bros dying in Colombia, since this is all easily avoidable, and it all comes down to following some basic common sense steps. Because first—
Also, is that really any worse than— because you have likelihood of getting killed anywhere, but like in a place like America, are you really the ones to brag? Getting killed in an automobile accident, getting killed by heart disease because of all the shit and the disgusting food because of corruption, getting killed by gunfights, shootings, getting killed by just the stress of exploitation, getting hounded into submission so that you're a slave for the system. Yeah, it's crazy. Once you actually you don't even have to peel many layers back to see what's wrong with what these people are saying. So screw them. Do your own thing.
Because first of all, you simply don't have to go to Colombia. Since even though Colombia is very popular and has a lot of beautiful women, it is also not a particularly safe country, and there are literally dozens of better options out there. But if you do want to go to Colombia, then at least have some basic situational awareness, because Medellin, Colombia is not the same as Zermatt, Switzerland or Copenhagen, Denmark. And a lot of these guys that got killed were not looking to meet a nice wholesome girl, they were trying to get laid, and they were being idiots about it. Which means that this danger of getting killed is not exclusive to Passport Bros, since it applies to anyone who's being an idiot in South America. This was part 2 of Passport Bros. Please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos.
Alrighty. Thank you.